question was, what if I'm at full retirement and I I'm at full retirement and I have the opportunity to work part time? Is that worth my time, or is it going to affect me? Is it going to affect my payments? Right. So this is Social Security payments. So let's just cover the first part. If you're at full retirement, which, depending on what year you're born, could be 67, or could be as low as somewhere in your 66th year, right? So your payments are not going to be reduced by you working. Okay, you're allowed to work, and it won't affect your Social Security payments. Now, with that said, you do have to worry about taxes, right? Because the more money you make, if you make just purely from Social Security as an individual, if you make up to $60,000 in Social Security, which is impossible because no one can make that much, but I think in the highest bracket you could kind of get close to 50,000 in a year as a single person from Social Security, right? So let's assume you're at that level and you want to take on a job, right? Any money that you earn in excess of, if you're making 50,000 on Social Security, you're going to start to trigger taxes on your Social Security, right? So if you make $10,000 a year, and I will kind of do a quick little calculation. If you make on 50,000, if you make 50,000, in Social Security, and you don't make any money anywhere else, so that means that you're not pulling anything from any 401k or IRA. You're not working, and you're not making anything that's going to affect your gross adjusted income. So you don't have rental income, you don't have anything like that, right? So you're going to pay no taxes in that scenario. But once you start adding money in there, right? Once you start adding money in, if I say, let's say I decide I'm going to take a part-time job. I'm going to make $10,000 a year, right? Now, what has happened is 11% of your Social Security is going to become taxable, right? So 11% of your Social Security, $5,354, is going to become taxable. The more you make, the worse that's going to get, right? If I had some rental income and I was pulling money out of a retirement account, and I was making a little bit of income. So let's just say I'm making my 50,000 Social Security, and now I'm making 50,000 outside of Social Security. Now, what has happened is 79%, $39,354 of your Social Security is now going to become taxable, whereas you would have no tax at all if you didn't have those other income sources. So it's something to consider, when you start to look at it, depending on your tax rate. Now, your tax rate might be quite small. If you're making $100,000 a year, your tax rate is certainly going to be south of 22, 24%. And so, you might be willing to do that, obviously, because you want to have a certain standard of living. So that's fine. But just be aware that the issue is going to be, as you get into full retirement, is going to be not so much are you able to work, not so much are you able to have income. It's going to be, what does that mean? How do you maximize or minimize your taxes in that situation? And there are some pretty specific strategies, particularly with retirement accounts, that I really think you should talk to me or someone like myself about. But I would not limit myself in the ability to have a job. I would just understand what is that going to mean for my tax situation moving forward.